But I want to say thank you for the opportunity to talk on this platform and to be one of the facilitators. As always, the theme for this time is a theme that would help each and every one of us on the T9D community and every other person logged on to kickstart our year in a very good way. And the theme is building momentum for purpose, growth, and impact. But I'll be talking on the topic growth dimensions, ensuring consistency, sustainability, and relevance. And that's the area I want to focus on because, growth in business is sometimes seen as a fast-paced something, or until it is something tangible that you can see and people can celebrate, or what you see on social media and all of that. That's when people seem to think that you're growing in business. But there is more depth to it. So most people think growth is fast sales, more customers, bigger visibility, but growth without direction is speed. And speed without control leads to crashes. So true growth has dimensions. So if one dimension grows while the others are lagging, the business becomes very fragile. Now, the dimension simply here means depth, height, the width, the angles, what is measurable. When you're talking about growth in business or in your career or in any sphere of life, so what is measurable? And your growth has to be measurable. So that's what we're delving into the different dimensions of growth today. So the dimensions of growth, by the end of this session, I expect that you will know this. You will stop chasing. You will know exactly where to stabilize and then what to adapt into your business or into your career in this first quarter, starting today. And as I've mentioned in the topic, the area I'll be concentrating on are consistency, sustainability, and relevance. And the first one, which is consistency, and growth starts with repeatability, not hype. It's very important that you know this, because how do you know you're consistent? How do you know your growth is consistent? Are you delivering value the same way every time? Are you having actual working systems, not just motivations? Are you being predictable in quality, even when results fluctuate? Are there things you can say, oh, there's a system that is in motion that I can follow and is dependable? Are you being consistent in these areas? Now, for instance, a business that makes 10 million in a month, and then the next month you make 1M, that is not growing. That is gambling. That is not consistency. You cannot measure that as a success in your business yet if you cannot have a consistent result, if you cannot build on something continuously. And there are practical anchors to ensure consistent growth. And I'll call them the 3 Ps. The first is process. And then can someone else replicate what you do, especially in your absence? Can someone else do those things that you're doing? That's the process of production. Can someone else do it in your absence? Then people, are values clear? Or does everything depend on you? Do you have a set system? These are things that would help you measure your consistency, to be able to watch it grow and to build something that is stable. Then performance, do you track the same metrics consistently? Can you say that, oh, this process, following it step by step, can replicate so results in the same month or over this such period of time, or a set period of time? And can that be done over and over? Can that be relied on? That is when you can say that, oh, yes, we are growing consistently. Then an inconsistency kills trust faster than failure. And that's the truth. Customers and clients, they want to know that, oh, this is my expectations from this brand, from their deliverables. These are things that I can say is a constant. I want to patronize this brand, or when I go for these services, I can beat my chest and say that, oh, definitely they're giving me excellent results. Oh, this is not going to be a case of what I ordered versus what I got. Because what? You are consistent with your deliverables. I'll use my brand as an example. I'm a fashion entrepreneur. I run the fashion business, Shine Excellence Fashion business. And I can tell you one thing boldly and proudly, that I've never had a case record of what I ordered versus what I got. Why? Because we've maintained a certain consistency in our deliverables. There are things that we can say, oh, you may have a fitting issue, a sizing issue, adjust this, alter that, but it would never be a case of, oh, this is not the style I ordered, or I'm getting something different. And clients want to build on that. Clients want to be able to trust these. And that is an aspect of growth that you cannot take away from business. Because not everyone can afford a certain quality. That simply means that not everybody out there is your target audience. But when you're consistent in what you're doing, you will somehow find out that you're sieving the people that you're attracting for your business or for your brand. It will be the people who actually who want what you're delivering, who want the quality that you're delivering and can afford it. They'll be the ones who would stay back, and you will keep building on that. And that would also ensure that you're returning the same results, or at least you would not fall below a certain average that you set for yourself. That's what consistency can do for you. So it's better for clients or customers to cut off or to drop off because they can no longer afford you or the quality that you deliver at the moment, than for them to drop because you are inconsistent with your deliverables. Now, the second dimension we're going into is sustainability. I'm trying to work within the time that I'm giving, so I'll be a bit faster than I should, but I'll be open to questions afterwards. And then, so now talking about sustainability in business or as a growth dimension to discuss. I said, if growth is costing you your health, ethics, team, or sanity, it is debt and not success. Sustainability is simple. How long can this last? How can we keep up with this rate of production, these deliverables? For how long can we say, oh, this is going to last for us? In 10 years' time, is this still going to sustain us? So that is what you look at when you're talking about sustainability. Then I'll split it into three different layers for sustainable growth. And I'll start with financial sustainability. This is very important. I can say that everybody goes into business for profits. That is exactly what business is about. It's a transaction, and your sole aim of going to business is for you to profit from it. And when you're going into business, the finances is somewhere you need to always keep tight. Now, financial sustainability, there are healthy margins that you must maintain. Are you having healthy returns? Are you seeing profits, or are you just being busy? Can the business survive a slow quarter? There are different businesses and there are different things that everybody are doing, but each business has its fast or peak period. And then we all have our slow period, our calls. And we have the low time or the slow quarters. Now, at these peak times, it's easy to measure your financial growth. Why? Because this is your peak period. You have more clients, you have more orders, you have more demand on your services. But then, how can you sustain the financial expectations or the financial dependability of the business during the slow curves or the slow time? For the fashion business, you find that there are seasons, the Easter period, the festive period, the Christmas period, we have more orders. But then what about the times, the in-between, the sessions in between the year, January, February, sometime around July, June, when there is no certain rush? The finances that you have grown or you have so far, can it sustain you through that slow curve? If you have staff, can you still be able to comfortably pay your staff? Can you still be able to comfortably run the business at its best at this slow curves? That is how you know if your finances are sustainable. And that is how when you can't answer these questions, or when you cannot do this, or do you have to begin to cut your quality or cut costs by reducing your quality so that you can be able to last these slow burn curves? If that is the case, then your finances is questionable, it's not stable. You really have a lot of growth to do in that aspect. Then the other angle is the human sustainability, the founder burnout, team exhaustion, high turnover, masters, hustle culture. you are the founder, you are the CEO, you are everything, you are always crashing out. You're always exhausted. If you're not there, nothing is moving. If you break down your business, then that business is not growing. Then your human sustainability is questionable. Your team are always exhausted. You have more orders and then you have less human resources to deliver on them. These are areas you need to check on. These are areas you need to balance. If all those areas are not balanced, you're not growing. The business will not grow. And it's only a matter of time. It's a ticking time bomb. You keep having a decline, or you keep noticing that you're stagnant in the business. Now, the next one we're going to talk about is operational sustainability. This area is very important. Can the business run without you for 7 days? That's for starters. Can it run comfortably without you for 7 days? What breaks when demand doubles? When you have twice the number of orders you used to have, probably you got a contract or something. What would break? Is it your staff that would break? Will you notice that you're understaffed, or is it your equipment that will not be enough? So when you ask these questions, you also ask why. Why would they break? If it's my staff, why would my staff break if this order is doubled? Is it because they have not been working at their full peak, or because they are already working at their full strength, and adding more responsibilities on them is going to be burdensome? And if that is the case, what is the solution to this? Should we be sourcing for more staff? Should we be hiring more staff now? And then if you're asking all this question, the good thing about being intentional about the growth of your business and asking some serious questions to yourself and about the business is that it opens up your weak areas, and then it begins to show you areas where you need to put in more attention. Because now, the simple example of if double the order has come in and then find out that the staff you have on ground cannot deliver on it, that begins to give you, okay, what's the solution? Is it to hire more staff? And automatically that leads you to, can we afford to hire more staff now with what we are earning currently or at the pace that we're going now? And if the answer to that question is we can't afford to hire more staff now, then what is the alternative? Is there a way we can hire more staff and probably break the work schedule into morning session of those in the morning shift and those in the afternoon shift, and somehow still break the salary down in a way that the business can carry this, and yet we have more workforce? So you see that all of this, by the time you're done doing this analysis, you would know where you need more area, where you need to focus, where you need to channel your energy in your growth journey. A business that only survives because you're suffering is not sustainable. There should be an element of fluidity in what you're doing. Are you with me? Can you still hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So that sustainable growth may look slower, and that's the truth. But it simply means you are digging deeper and wider. Like I said earlier when I started, it's easy to say, oh, this business is growing, when it has come to the point where you have all the aesthetics, you're seeing a building, you're seeing a huge number of staff and all that. That could be because a lot of capital was put into the business, and then a lot of capital was pushed into the physical, what you can see. But a business that keeps running like that without growing the base, without digging deeper and making sure that you have a solid base, it's only a matter of time and you will see it packing up. Because most times we think that what's keeping us back is that we're lacking capital, or what's keeping us back is that we're not having the support yet that we need. But there are questions that we're yet to answer. There are areas we're yet to give ourselves support in. I think that are still well within our control to do, that we have not done yet. And that will take us to the next dimension, relevance. You see, so what got you where you are now will not keep you there, and will most certainly not take you to the next level. It only got you there. Now you need to equip yourself with the things to sustain you where you are at now. And even better, equip yourself to take you to the next level that you are aiming at. That is relevance. You need to be able to evolve, adapt, relearn, unlearn, improve, invest in yourself, in your team. Invest in continuous personal and team development and growth is very important. Staying relevant in your field can never be overemphasized. You need to stay aligned with customer needs, adapting to market shifts, updating skills, tools, and assumptions. You always ask yourself, are you solving today's problems or solving yesterday's problems? Because if you're busy solving yesterday's problems, the world is moving on. Your audience are moving on. And they won't even tell you. And sometimes it happens so slowly that you won't even notice until it's already done. So are you listening to your customers or are you defending your old ideas? Are you emotionally attached to the models that you have built and created already? Or are you living an open mind to positive and effective change? So the hard truth is many businesses don't fail. They just become irrelevant. And even in that field where you think that, oh, this is a field that has high demand, you can go out of relevance. You can go out of style if you don't constantly upgrade yourself. If you don't constantly adapt to the changes that the customers or that the world is demanding of you in that field. So basically, consistency without relevance leads to stagnation. Then sustainability without relevance is definitely a slow death. All these dimensions tied together is what would catapult your business or your brand from where it is now to where you want it to be, to go to. So consistency gives you trust. It guarantees trust. It builds trust from customers. Sustainability gives you longevity. Relevance brings purpose and gives you momentum. And that is just how it works in business. Any successful business you see now, all those three areas must align before you can say that, oh, this is a growing business, or this is a business that can last, or this is a business that can last the test of time. So it takes motivation, intentionality, and discipline to pull these off. But you can ensure balance in this with all those growth dimensions. Then success is definitely guaranteed. And when we talk about discipline and motivation, people, oftentimes what gives you the initial push is your motivation. That's what gives you the initial drive. But then you need discipline to be able to sustain it. Because on days when you're not motivated, on days when the economy is not aligning with all the struggle and all the stress, some days when you get a little push from, bad feedback, or because not every day you get exciting feedback from clients or from customers. On days like that, it is discipline, the culture that you've built, the habits that you've built that would keep you going. I was listening to this podcast sometime not long ago. I said, at least ever after podcast. I was saying something on discipline versus motivation. I said, do you think it requires more discipline to be motivated or more motivation to be disciplined? Because the answer there is actually it's more discipline that it requires. Because discipline happens regardless of your motivation. So it's important that you get your life together. You get every other thing falling into place. You create habits, create routines, create systems, trackable systems, measurable systems. Because discipline is a staple and motivation can be fleeting. And with all of this, so long as you're answering the questions of the world and solving problems of the world, you're staying relevant and you're making impacts. And that brings us back to our team. You're creating impacts. Your purpose and everything is aligning. Excuse me. So this week, apart from just looking into your business and then preparing for the year, don't just ask how fast can I grow. Instead, ask how well can I grow and still be standing in 10 years, in 20 years, unless that is not the plan, unless the business you're building is just for the moment, it's just for now. So this week, audit your business through these growth dimensions, and see where you're having loopholes and see where you need to channel more of your energy, more of your resources, the areas you need to grow more so that you can have a lasting business. Thank you very much.